The world of Minecraft. A tranquil place where all can live freely and safely and build to their heart's content. The villagers, once threatened by the illagers, live safely and in peace with their iron protectors. However, there is a dark force in this world that threatens them. A great evil in a forgotten realm. A realm where she resides. A tyrant dragon, the likes of which are hitherto unknown. I must defeat her. To get to this realm I must travel through the depths of the nether. I must reach a fortress there. There, its denizens hold the key to reaching this realm. I started out doing ordinary day one things. First I punched down a couple trees. Dark oak actually, because I spawned near them, strangely. Then I made some wood tools, a shovel and a pickaxe. I started digging to find stone for a better pickaxe. This was easier said than done somehow. Next I collected some food. I also got wool for a bed. From sheep, obviously. Pigs don't drop wool yet. After that, I went out to find a swamp to get diamonds. Unfortunately, I failed to record finding the swamp. I don't know, maybe I just thought I'd clipped it or whatever. Anyway, on my way down, I found some iron, which would prove useful for obvious reasons. With my new iron pickaxe, I was able to obtain the diamonds I'd need to survive in this world. I mean, that's a bit melodramatic, don't you think? Comment if you think that's melodramatic. Anyway, I was using a special trick to find diamonds based on clay patches, as I demonstrate here in this clip. I think you go in the south from the center of the clay patch. Anyway, next I found a nice amethyst geode actually, which I'd use later for decoration. So now after a couple days mining, I got full diamond armor, which would be pretty useful, pretty nice to have. With my new diamond axe, I began collecting dark oak wood for my house. I thought it looked nice with the deep slate. They're both pretty dark textures, so I thought it might work out. I also made the entrance to a mine. I didn't have many plans to use it, but I thought it'd be useful, at least for redstone and gold. I also got some obsidian while I was down there, for the purpose of making a nether portal, obviously. I also began work on my mob farm, but needed more wood to finish it. Yeah. So my plan was, here, I was gonna build a mob farm so I'd have easy XP. Anyway, I went back to the mine to grab some deep slate for the house. I wanted to work on that simultaneously. Yeah, and then I came to the wonderful conclusion. I'd built my mob farm too close to the shore, so during the night lots of mobs would spawn there, and also, even during the day they'd spawn in caves below. So I had to tear it all down. Anyway, then it was finally, it was day 10, so I was pretty happy with my progress thus far. I resumed work on my mob farm. I added a ladder to get up and down. It would later be replaced by a warder. I realized I needed to work towards a long-term food source, so I dug up some grass and got to work on a wheat farm. This would be my main food source during the 100 days, and would allow me to breed cows for better food, for fighting the dragon. Next I added the drop chute to my farm. I built it out of slabs, well, where I could, to save on wood, since mobs still wouldn't be able to escape through the cracks. It took a lot of wood. I also grew a couple trees in that time. Here's a nice shot of my walkway at night. I spent a lot of time working on this mob farm. These whole 10 days I spent working on it, and yeah, it was a lot of work. I added the water stream. Anyway, so I was pretty happy with where I was. You know, like I'd gotten full diamond armor, diamond tools, and I was working on that. Anyway, I needed string to make bows so that I could make a dispenser for the mechanism. So I spent the last couple days doing that, searching for it. Without unbreaking, my diamond tools were running out fast, so I needed to go mining for some more diamonds. I branch mined instead of using the trick, as I also wanted to find gold and redstone, and I ended up having a bit of trouble with lava. Then I built a nether portal. I needed quartz to make observers for the farm, so that I could set up the whole mechanism. Back at the farm, while working on it, I had a terrible idea. I tried to look cool here, but I ended up nearly dying, as you can see. Actually, kind of funny. And then I kind of just started messing around in the boat. You know, it kind of reminds me that I really want to make an ice racing course for boats in one of my worlds. Maybe I'll do that for 200 days. Comment down below if you think that's a good idea. Next, I found some nice 1.17 materials. Unfortunately, I didn't really use them. Maybe like that's something else I should do if I do 200 days. I didn't really. I don't think I got to build that much in this world, but I guess you'll see more of that later. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I'd gotten my mob farm up to the stage where I could start actually testing it, and I'm not really sure here. I think what was happening here was I hadn't finished it and I hadn't like encapsulated it in darkness. Or encapsulated? I mean encased. Anyway, so it was like I was trying to troubleshoot like why there were only a couple skeletons coming out, but I couldn't really figure it out. But whatever. Finally, I thought I'd end with this cinematic view of the farm. I thought it looked nice, but I'm not sure. My base seemed a little neglected, so I decided to spruce it up a bit. I started destroying the walls, because I wanted to change them out for deep slate bricks. And did I also change the floor? And then I started adding signs around to add a little detail, like it was sort of being held together. But it didn't work out here. I moved them later though, so don't worry too much about that. I also continued collecting wood because I was using a lot of it. Then I went to collect sugarcane because I'd built a large, well, somewhat large sugarcane farm right next to my mob farm. But then I realized it was out of random tick range. I thought because I could see it would still work, but it wasn't. Anyway, I added a bit of detail to the house there, as you could see. But then I thought spruce wood would look really nice with the build palette I was going for, so I went out sailing for it. And it took me a while to find, and I got a little overexcited when I ended up finding it. Just a little. Yeah, so I collected a few saplings, you know, because I didn't want to keep making the journey. Then I found them right next to the base anyway. That was fun. That made me happy. Then I started experimenting with calcite. I thought it might contrast nicely with the rest of the base, since I was going for a darker palette. And as you can see here, I was like trying to figure out what to do with the signs. I don't think I get that sword yet. Then I made my cow hole. So beef would work as combat food for me. Basically, I could heal quicker with it because it gives more saturation than I could with bread. And then I tinned the herd a little. I'd left all the calves to, you know, I'd not kept all the calves to grow up and repopulate. And yeah, no, none left. And then I used a neat little trick. So what I did was I left a boat on land so I could jump in the hole to get the beef. Then just right click on the boat to get back out. I began work on the upstairs of my base. I wanted to primarily use spruce accented by dark oak wood. I added dark oak trim to the roof, you know, standard building trick where you have one wood and then you swap it out for the other color sometimes. Anyway, I really liked the way it turned out. And then I had a bit of difficulty figuring out how I should make the roof, because of the way because of the floor plan. You know, it was a little uneven, so I had to bend it like stairs a little. And then I also added support logs to the to the sort of big top extension to the house. As I felt the calcite looked a bit too unbalanced. It sort of looked like it would topple forward. The house would sort of come off. Anyway, I really like I really like the realism it added. Definitely added a lot to the build in my opinion. I'm no master builder though, so if you have any tips, leave them in the comments below. Days 51 through 60, and this is where things really started picking up. Until now, I'd been going at a somewhat leisurely pace, a bit slow, I'll be honest. Now I would be going hard. One might even say I'd be going hardcore. I began gearing up again for the first time since, day 10? I enchanted all my armor and tools using that mob farm I'd been working on. Then it was time to go to the nether. I wanted netherite gear before I proceeded. And so I went to the mine and started work. I was very lucky and didn't have to do too much work before I had enough ancient debris to get what I wanted, or needed, or wanted, or whatever. I kept finding them one after another, really, it was incredible. I found lots of veins of 2 or more debris as well. I mean, like, usually it's pretty rare. I didn't find any 4 veins though, so that's... you could say that's unfortunate, but like I think 4 veins only occur when it's like, when they, sorry, I think 4 veins only occur when there's 2 chunks that generate them at the same spot. So I don't think they actually happen legitimately. Anyway, I really enjoyed it as a nice change of pace. While it was a lot of fun to work on the base and the building process, it was really fun to just like get into mine and not really have to think too much about what I was doing. Just sort of whole day and hope not to hit lava, you know. Overall, it was a very successful trip, and I got everything I needed within very minimal time. Definitely one of the highlights of the whole 100 days. When I got back, I made the ancient debris into netherite ingots. Now I had to decide what was worth upgrading. I ended up choosing my 2 pickaxes and some armor. The pickaxes were low on durability though, so I had to repair them before I upgraded. I didn't have access to mending either, and it would take far too long to try and make any sort of worthwhile villager setup, so I just sort of played it old school and used an anvil. I don't really think anything else was worth upgrading. Yeah, I don't think anything else was worth upgrading, because like I used the pickaxes the most out of anything, and besides armor, they were probably my best investments in the 100 days. Like, you know, even the like I didn't really fight too many mobs in a dangerous sword, like in a real way, so sword wouldn't have been making much sense, and the axe was only good for cutting wood, and it wouldn't be too hard to replace it. And so yeah, that's sort of my logic there. Pretty nice to get to netherite though, you know. Anyway, then I went to get rid of all the trees around my house. I used an iron hoe on the leaves to collect apples. I really wanted them for golden apples. Since it's hardcore difficulty, mode, there's no reason to like play conservatively, you know, and like try and keep items spare. Like you may as well have everything worth good on you. Like not dying is worth far more than even a notch apple. and I sort of I went forward on this with this knowledge. Day 61 through 70. I continued preparing to fight the dragon. I also changed my skin, isn't it neat? I really like this one. Then I went to the nether to get ender pearls and blaze powder. I needed these to craft eyes of ender, which would allow me to find the stronghold. And on my way I encountered a ghast. I wanted to return to sender achievement, so I returned its fireball to it. After a bit of wandering, I managed to find a nether fortress. Also ran straight into a blaze spawner, which was pretty nice. I farmed at it for a while, until I had blaze rods to spare. You know, I didn't want to have to come back here, and it was pretty fun, honestly. Then I started trading with piglins to get ender pearls. It was pretty quick, but I didn't actually have enough gold to get them all. You know, so I went and hunted a couple endermen while searching for more gold. Because of the changes to ores and how fortune interacts with them now, I thought it may be quicker to mine in the overworld for gold, so I went back. I also found quite a few diamonds doing this, actually, quite a lot. And there were a couple other nice things to find as well, such as iron, redstone, you know, the sort of things you'd expect. It was truly quite a fortuitous expedition, I'm so, indubitably so. I gathered many useful materials. No, it was actually really good though. I did find quite a lot of stuff, quite a lot. I even encountered a small cave at one point, which housed a glow squid. And, glow lichen as well. Yeah, I really, I kind of wish that I got to experiment more with these things, but you know, I wasn't too confident with my building, so whatever. Yeah, so lots of diamonds and stuff as well. Then I actually found some emerald ore. Since I didn't have silk touch, I just marked down the coordinates. Now it's the fun part. Guess how many materials I got from that mining trip? That's right, 363 iron, 72 gold, 153 lapis, 1,532 redstone, 39 copper, and finally 74 diamonds. Woo! Congrats to whoever gets that. Oh boy, that's a lot of redstone. Next I wanted some slow falling potions, so that if the ender dragon launched me into the air, I would have at least some chance for reprieve. So I stayed up through the night to hunt phantoms. I had a strategy to capture them in my house to get easy hits on them, but I didn't get them to drop any membranes though, so that was bad. So I enchanted a sword for looting. But I only wanted looting 3? What? Seriously, why'd I give up looting 2? That's ridiculous. Am I stupid or something? I don't understand this. Why'd I give up looting 2? Anyway, to pass the time until night, I started to break large mushrooms. This is honestly one of the most satisfying things you can do in Minecraft. I really enjoy this. Now, armed with a better sword, I tried to hunt a few more phantoms. But like, I had a lot of trouble getting them to drop the membrane, so yeah, it's like you have to hunt a lot of them to actually get one. Like, I mean, look at this. I'm pretty sure this sword has looting 3 on it, cause yeah, I'm pretty sure it does. And like, they're just not dropping it. It must be like, I'm gonna look up the percentage chance for the drop and put it on screen now. Because like, it's seriously ridiculous. I just do not understand how it could be so rare. Maybe I just got really unlucky though, so that's also that's also a possibility. Eventually I did, just before the dawn of day 71, I did get one. Days 71 through 80. They were boring. I started off realizing I didn't have nether ore, and I couldn't find a nether fortress. I thought I had marked it off on the map. I didn't. So I spent the next 5 days working towards feather falling boots, since slow falling potions were off the table. I also, it took a while, and I also got a nice bow while I was there. Yeah, I was a little excited. I spent like 5 days doing that. Can you blame me? Then I decided, I'd make my home look nicer. I was pretty boring. It was very spruce. Too much spruce, I think. So I I replaced some of the stairs and stuff with dark oak wood. I thought that it sort of matched very nicely. I feel like it matches very nicely with spruce wood. As you can see here, I am very intelligent. I even put stairs under stairs so that I can stare while I stare. Yep. And I stare at the ground in dismay when I realize that. So dark oak wood I feel pairs very nicely with spruce. There are two very dark sort of woods, and I think it works well. And by replacing the spruce in certain places, it just makes the house look way nicer, I think. I did it after a certain elevation was the trick, so that it sort of looked like a nice divider. And I think that helped a lot. It was nowhere near perfect, but I was pretty happy with where it was, since I didn't really try build it out in creative before starting work on it. Yeah, I was pretty happy where I'm pretty happy where it ended up as well. Anyway, to finish the house though, I had to collect more dark oak wood. I really wonder how long I spent just mining trees, or yeah, I guess mining trees works. It must have been so long. It's been at least 2 or 3 hours, right? In total. Oh, yeah, it was a while, but I feel like it was a very good decision. I also found a couple glow squids, and I noticed a really cool detail is, when they take damage, they stop glowing for a couple seconds, sort of as if they're trying to just escape, I think that's a cool detail. And as you can see, I've used my mob farm a lot. I've even got loads of junk in it. Oh, so I had to clear some of that out to make room for better items. So that was also fun. And on the night of day 79, wait a second. Started counting too early for the next one. I knew now was the time to find a stronghold, so I set off on this quest. But not before I was distracted by a goat. Look at it, it's adorable. Far more important than some silly old dragon, seriously. Look at it, it's so cute, look at its face. I got some food along the way. I'm back on the quest, I got some food along the way. Since my sword had fire aspect, it was already cooked as well. Yeah, it was pretty useful. It wasn't long before before I was already past it. I was homing in on its location with every thrown eye. It really wasn't too difficult to find. I think it took a couple days. Only one. Yeah, so it wasn't long before I'd gotten in there either. And I didn't have to explore too much. I mean, the portal was relatively easy to find. It wasn't blocked off or anything. I broke the silverfish spawner before they had a chance to ruin me though. And luckily I had enough eyes. Only one of them broke along. Oh my goodness, I was so lucky with the pearl, with the eye throws though. Only one of them broke, I think, so it was pretty good. On my way back home, after I'd noted down the coordinates of the portal, I'd found this cool ground. He had a trident and I wanted it. Unfortunately, he did not drop it. That was a shame. When I got back, I started cleaning up my base, around my base, because if I failed the challenge, I wouldn't have a better chance. I wouldn't have another chance. Then I started making a trophy case of sorts, because once I got back from the end, I'd have a nice new trophy to put in it, and I'd have a nice new trophy, and I wanted somewhere to put it. And as the moon rose on day 90, I was ready to take on the dragon. I set off on my final journey. I practiced MLG water buckets on the way, in case I needed them. Here I stood, on the brink of my ultimate battle, and I jumped in. After a hard-fought battle, the dragon was gone. There had been a few close calls, but I had won. I stood as a dragon slayer, so I did the respectful thing and teabagged the dragon. Oh boy. I gathered the many experience points it had dropped, and there was only really one left thing. Can I English, please? There was only one thing left for me to do, and that was to gather the dragon egg. Except there was a slight difficulty in that. It was, it had somehow sort of just... Okay, you saw that. The particles made it look like it went all the way in the opposite direction from me. In truth, it had not. It had actually gone toward me. It had actually gone a little bit behind me. But it looked like it went way in... Like, I thought it was behind this obsidian pillar or something. No, it was just like... No, it was just like somewhere else. What? Yeah, like look, it was just right behind me. If I just went into F5 mode or like turned slightly, I would have seen it, but no. I do not understand it. I do not understand it. Whatever. But now, at least, now I could return back home. My mission completed. I added my trophy to my display case, a symbol of my achievement. I also really like the dark grey glass, it's pretty nice, or maybe it's just grey glass. I really like it, I think it adds a lot. I also slightly struggled to take a screenshot for a few seconds. And don't blame me, I have a 60% keyboard. It's not my fault. Did I have to press like 3 buttons? Anyway, yeah, and then I renamed all of my weapons and armor in honor of, basically they were the things I had on me when I slew the dragon. And I basically called them, you know, I tried to come up with something cool that makes a little sense to their achievement, so I called them Dragonbane. Dragonbane. It's pretty cool. Well, it's not that cool. It's a little... I've heard it. I've heard it once or twice before, but yeah, I think it sounds cool anyway. It sort of seemed fitting as a way to I don't know. I nearly called the bow Dragon Bow, or like Dragon Bone, or like some sort of pun. Then I thought that this was pretty cool. Just sort of looked cool, in my opinion. Then I discovered something really cool. You know, I spent like 20 days working on that mob farm? I had a mob spawner right next to my house the whole time. I can't believe that it was right there, connected by a cave entrance. It was like it wasn't even hidden. If I just explored a couple caves. Oh my goodness, what a waste of time. What an absolute waste of time. Like, look, oh. Still, finally, the time had come. It was the sunset of day 99. Oh boy. After everything I'd done, from my first diamonds to building my mob farm to working on a house to slaying the dragon, it had all been leading to this. It had all been in the pursuit of just one thing: the ability to sleep peacefully at night. I rested well, and the time came. Day 100. I had achieved my goal to slay the dragon, and now it was time for my story to come to a close. Hey guys, this is the wrapping up part of the video, but don't go quite yet. I have the world statistics to show here. Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff here, as well as things I built around the house. I'm gonna do a little cinematic sort of look. Yeah, I didn't really achieve as much as I wanted, but hopefully I can fix that in future things like this. If you made it this far into the video, I just want to say thanks so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. This video took me a long time to make, so I really hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed making it. Thanks so much for watching. I have more videos like this planned, So please do tell me if there's anything that you'd like to see in those future videos. I'd be very happy to hear how I could improve. I really would. I did also do one final build to just, you know, honestly it was kind of to like get to day 100, but no, it was to commemorate the end of a video, of course. I really hope it turned out well. It's the dragon head next to the egg monument. You'll see it in a second now. Thanks again for watching. Have a good day. And I guess I'll actually talk you through this. So this is the house I built. I think it actually turned out, yeah, you can kind of see it there. Yeah, this is the house I built. I think it turned out really nicely. I like a lot of the details that the dark oak sort of like trapdoors and doors. They all look really nice. I like them a lot. That's my nether portal I never made somewhere really nice for. This is the outside of the house. It's looking back on it, it's not too great. I do like that window I did though. That's a pretty cool window. And I do like the balcony. Actually, well, the two balconies are both cool. Then I don't even think you've seen any clips with this yet. This was another staircase. Outside staircase. I liked it a lot. And here it is, the dragon egg and the dragon head monument. Yeah. Well, I think that'll just about wrap it up, folks. If you enjoyed, I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.